Hey guys, welcome back to the AC Unit podcast. I'm Claudia.
And I'm Alyssa.
As you can tell, if you're watching, you should be.
You should be watching.
We are dressed up as a Teletubby.
Do you have any guesses as to what we might be?
I just spoiled it.
Oh.
Well, except for me. Well, no, I mean, except for you. I didn't say that you were SpongeBob. Oh, too late.
Oh, too late.
Well, you're a human inside.
I'm not actually SpongeBob. I literally can't move. I'm sitting on a chair.
So, what's the story behind this?
Okay, well,
Can you breathe?
No. I think I was in, I don't know, 4th grade or something. So this was literally made for 4th grade me. My arms and head and everything. It's a box. It's literally a big cardboard box. And my pop drew the face of SpongeBob on it. Yeah, and I've had it all this time. I never got rid of it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's an artifact.
Also, this is part 2 of the Paranormal, and my birthday's tomorrow!
So, I don't know if we want to do this now or later. Oh, SpongeBob's going to have to move. I'm swallowed by the chair!
No.
Hold on.
You're probably going to have to get up. Technical difficulties! Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm stuck.
We're going to have to call the fire department.
A brief hold. Oh my God. Okay.
We're good.
Okay. All right. You can still see me. Okay. Oh my gosh. I should have gotten this ready before.
When your arms aren't long enough, you're like a T-Rex now.
Ready?
Ready? Okay.
Oh no, the cupcakes have fallen everywhere.
You got me cupcakes?
Yeah. Ready?
That's so cute. What the freak?
Here we go.
Aww. What the heck? This is so freaking cute.
Pick out a candle.
I'm gonna take birthday boy.
I knew you would.
I'm not a boy, but this is funny.
Okay. Oh, perfect for the 2 cupcakes. Ready? We're lighting it on fire. Don't tell the fire department. Okay. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Ta-ta-ta. Happy birthday, dear Teletubby. Happy birthday to you. Yeah! She made a wish. Yay! How old are you now? How old are you now? Are you 1? Are you 2? Are you 3? No.
It's Nunya.
Oh.
Nunya business.
All right, whatever.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, love.
Oh, this is so cute. I'm gonna cry.
Oh. You could have stuck a candle in this too.
What is that?
You gotta open it up and see.
It looks like donut.
Yes, a donut.
Smells so good.
Yay! We love birthdays on the AC Unit podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Holy crap. All right. I'm getting back on my chair. Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, when you said that you were going to be SpongeBob, I didn't expect you to be a cardboard.
That's why I didn't tell you what the costume was like. I was like, I can't show you it, but maybe, I can tell you and you'll still be surprised.
It'll work. So we are gonna go straight into our first story.
Okay. I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm gonna
I'm out
take
of
these
breath.
sunglasses off.
Last night, Claudia and I filmed some ghost hunter investigation stuff inside of the Rogers School in
It was creepy.
Fairhaven. It's an abandoned school, abandoned like 9 years ago, and it's very creepy.
And haunted.
Very creepy.
And haunted.
Claudia saw some stuff. But yeah, we're exhausted. But it's a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
We both have mold in our lungs now.
Oh, God. We got some dust and...
Can you get my water bottle down there?
Yeah. I don't know why I'm struggling.
You've got like an empathy, like how men get like sympathy pregnancy weight.
Do they? They have sympathy?
Well, maybe, I don't know. The jury's out on that one.
Maybe some men. All right.
Let's hear it.
The first story comes from one of my friends. It's called When the Wind is Your Companion.
Oh, wow. I love with the titles, and your friends are so just artistic and eloquent. Okay.
And I'm not.
And you're a Teletubby.
So, every summer until I turned 14, I went to a summer camp where my mother was employed as a counselor. Often, I would have to arrive early or stay well past closing time so my mother could clean up or set things up for the next day. One day, when I was 12 years old, I was tired of sitting around waiting while my mom worked. So I asked her if I could take the long way back to the parking lot. She agreed, mostly, I think, to get me to stop complaining. The path was well traveled, winding through the forest, past all the different camp activity areas. I set off taking a leisurely pace. It was early evening, with the heat of the day slowly dissipating. As I passed the last activity area before the long stretch to the main section of the camp, I noticed, oddly, that there was no wind. This was unusual for this area. Most days, there was, at the very least, a breeze. As I rounded the corner, I realized it wasn't the lack of wind, but the lack of bird song, bugs, or wildlife. I paused, feeling a strange sensation, like when a friend walks up next to you and somehow you just know without looking. As I began to walk again, a breeze rustled along both sides of the path, traveling slightly ahead. I watched and listened to the leaves as I strolled more than once, and I thought I heard a distant voice, like a whisper. I stopped to look down at one of the small brooks that had meandered through the camp. The small wooden bridge, not much more than beams placed close together. As I did, I realized yet again all was silent. A feeling of calm comfort seemed to surround me, as if someone was standing guard. I resumed my walk, the breeze yet again playfully rustling the leaves and swaying branches, cooling the air around me as I walked. I couldn't tell you what the whisper said or how long I walked for, but I felt connected to something. As I reached the fork in the path that made its way back to the parking lot and the offices, I heard some crows off in the distance, pulling me back from wherever I was. As I made my way down the last bit of the path, a strange sense of loss, like saying goodbye to a best friend who was moving away, washed over me. I looked back a few times, not sure what I was looking for. I walked the same path many more times as a child, as an adult, hoping I would meet my old friend again. Unfortunately, I was never able to. However, I'll never forget the day the wind walked alongside me. I weirdly got goosebumps from that.
That was very spiritual.
Spiritual.
I love how there's different tones with each of these stories. And this one felt very, like, calming.
Yeah, I was going to say calming and, like, comforting.
One with
One
nature,
with the wind.
With the wind and nature.
The wind and nature and the animals.
Also, there was a point where I could not focus because it was just a Teletubby telling this story. I'm looking over and I'm like, what is happening? What is happening on this podcast? Nobody knows. Well, that was very nice.
Yes. But they are very sensitive, like, human.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember we've had, like, a lot of discussions because, like, they've traveled certain places that are, like, very old, and they're like, it was the weirdest experience, and I, like, they remember, like, seeing something, which was, like, super creepy, and I'm like, oh! I'm like, no, I kind of want to experience it, but, like, oh!
seeing something like what?
Like a ghost lady.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
La Llorona.
No.
Good.
La Llorona would not be in Europe.
Oh. Ooh, I want to go to Europe.
Same. I would be wearing my mitts.
Together though, you just be like, this is what she does when she sees something. Her eyes widen and she goes, oh, and then she looks away. You were doing it at Rogers last night, and I was like, stop, Claudia, stop it. No, okay. You did not see anything. I'm like trying to convince you out of it.
I was on the crazy lettuce that night.
True.
As I'm like caressing your SpongeBob box.
Oh gosh. Yeah. So if we went to Europe together, you would just
like, oh,
we would go to all these old buildings, be like, wow, and Claudia's going, oh, oh, oh.
Sometimes I'm just like, I'm silent and I open my eyes a little bit more than I usually do.
You go,
what the heck? I'll be like, okay.
Hello?
I go, anyways, bye.
Anyways.
I walk away. Okay, so this next story is from my other friend, Kiana.
Okay.
And it's called The Black-Haired Woman.
Okay.
Woman.
Woman.
La, 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 la,
so
la,
one
la,
singular.
Woman. Sorry, hairstyles. Anyone?
Oh.
Ah.
I have to itch my arm on my SpongeBob box. Okay.
Solid.
Tell us about
the black-haired. Tell us about the black-haired woman.
Yes, please.
Okay, so it's been a long time since it. Sorry. Okay, it's been a long time since this happened to me.
Indie British singer.
Avocados. And bananas.
We have bananas and avocados.
Okay, so it's been a long time since it has happened to me, but I had a horrible reoccurring nightmares of a lady. It started when I was a freshman, and I think I just got a new dream catcher for my room from my cousin, who I no longer talk to, quote unquote. For the record, I do not want to make it sound like I'm being racist towards the indigenous community, but this particular part of the family did not like us, and we found that out a couple years ago. The first day it starts, I'm falling asleep like I normally do. Right. And all of a sudden, I feel my body sink fast. It was a normal human experience. I didn't think anything of it. Until I hear an intense screaming all around me in pure darkness. Then all of a sudden, the eyes swarm at me, looking with this hatred I can't even explain. Then she appears in the darkness in front of me, a lady with long black hair floating behind her. Her eyes huge and pupils small and black. She wore a white dress that was torn up with no legs in sight. Her mouth was gaped open and the arms extended towards me. In pure panic, I tried to wake myself. Terrified of what I saw in front of me, she continued coming toward me until I jumped up from my sleep screaming. Every day after that, for a couple of months, I would have the exact same occurrence. The falling, the screaming, the eyes, and her reaching out. There was one time I remembered hearing the screaming and I was able to open one eye. I was clearly awake and looking around the room, and that one but the eye that was closed, I still saw her coming to me. I talked to my mom and grandma about it, and they prayed and covered me and my room in holy water.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm getting goosepimples. They said it could be a demon coming for me, and we weren't sure why. It didn't work, though.
Oh, no.
Till I got to the point my ex remembered I got that dream catcher in my room and brought it up to my mom. Him and I both agreed to remove it, thinking that it might be the reason, and shockingly, we think it was. I haven't had that dream since it was removed from my life. It seemed like it was someone either asking for help or just wanted to terrorize me. To this day, I don't know, but every once in a while, I'm scared she'll come back.
Oh.
I'm getting weird goosebumps from that.
That's very disturbing. Because
kind of reminds me of sleep paralysis.
Well, yeah, it does, and
But
sleep paralysis is so rude because that's the one time you get to just relax and just chill out, let your body and your mind chill out, and then sleep paralysis.
How dare you terrorize me while I'm in the dark of night trying to sleep?
Exactly.
Trying to get my beauty sleep.
So this reminds me that I told you on our last episode I had never had a sleep paralysis thing.
Mm-hmm.
After we recorded our last episode, I did.
No, really?
Yeah. So I don't know. Again, I'm trying to logically rationalize it, but I did have coffee late that day at like 4:30. It was a cappuccino blend. And I don't do well with coffee anyway. I'm very sensitive. Cappuccino. But I had a dream that it was me and you, and we were in this auditorium at Town Hall, and we were on the stage, and then some weird sounds started happening, kind of like one of our viewers said that their house was haunted and like things would move and shake and make sounds.
Oh, yeah.
So it started happening on the stage, so we were kind of like, oh, that's scary, not really taking it that serious. And then we went out into the more auditorium part, not the stage that we're on. And we were walking around the perimeter, and we were kind of like goofing around, whatever. And the sounds on the stage were getting louder and louder, like boom, 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 until it was like boom, boom. And then we were getting a little scared at that point. And so I started saying, "Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name." But as soon as I started saying that, you started walking ahead of me, and I started getting slower and slower and stiffer, and my chest was like stiff and stiff and stiff until I felt like all rock inside. And I woke up and I opened my eyes and I couldn't move my body either. My real life body, not my dream body. My real life body was just on the bed like,
oh, that's so cute. I'm in your dreams.
My horrifying dream.
I'm your nightmare.
But yeah, I woke up and I couldn't move. I opened my eyes for a second and I was like, oh, I know what's happening. So I closed them right away and I didn't look. And for 3 hours, I laid in my bed and my heart was pounding. Like you just have you ever done like track or? Yeah, you did track. I was like, have you done track?
Have you ever done track even though we did track together?
But you know when you have to run like a marathon almost, like you run.
Unfortunately.
And your heart's going. That's exactly what it felt like for 3 hours. And I was so scared I couldn't reach out to open my window or get my phone or anything. I was terrified. It's like I couldn't move.
Pockets.
Yeah, it was awful. And I was so exhausted the next day. And then I was so afraid to go to sleep again. Oh, but I was like, I know there's something in the room with me.
Your back.
I know, and I was on my back, and I remember you saying that. So I tried to turn over. I literally had to try moving my fingers and toes and then my arms. And then once I could do that, I flipped over on my side and my stomach. But 3 hours, I was just there, lying there.
Yeah, a little tip for people who suffer with sleep paralysis. Don't sleep on your back. That's how you're more likely to get it.
Very interesting.
I've never had sleep paralysis sleeping on my stomach or my sides, so.
Yeah, there you go. Because you're vulnerable on your back.
Yeah, basically.
Right? I don't know.
You're just vulnerable sleeping in general.
True.
So.
What's next?
We're gonna get into a story.
Okay. A story.
But I just wanna get into some because it's about contacting the spiritual world. The dead, the ghosts.
Spirit world.
Or as my grandma likes to say, the dead stays with the dead and the living stays with the living. But she says it in Portuguese and I don't feel like really saying it, so whatever. So. Shalisa?
Yes.
I mean, ow.
Alright, clunk.
Have you ever tried to contact the dead / paranormal in your life?
No. Have you?
No.
You're like, no.
I'm too scared for that.
Yeah.
Also, I don't got time for that. What the heck?
I don't got time for that.
I'm gonna leave those people alone.
I don't know. I come from like a Christian family, and I was always taught me that like you don't really do that.
Yeah, my grandpa like.
So I'm all set with that.
Yeah, I grew up Catholic, and my grandpa's like, "Don't ever touch the Luigi board."
The Luigi board? Making a Luigi board? Have you played the Luigi board? Can you burn a Luigi board? What is a Luigi board?
I did it like once as a joke with my friends. You're like,
That's not a joke.
It was, yeah. I don't even remember.
I hope
Well,
you did
what
it properly? Well, it explains as to why you have all these weird things happening. You probably didn't do it right.
I don't know. It was like, I forgot how we did it, but it was just after we graduated high school, and my friend Sean Flynn was really like the shit stirrer, and he was like pushing the thing around the board, and then he was like, guys, I don't feel good. And I'm like,
yeah.
You are an idiot. And then he was so funny. He was like, no, seriously. And then he kind of like backed up away from us, let us get comfortable. And then he like flipped around onto his back and did like a bridge position and ran towards us. his wrists are face backward, you know what I mean,
He's
guys?
like crab walking.
Yeah, he was crab walking. He was like,
He's trying to act like he's in The Exorcist.
like a couple of our friends were like, ah!
Oh God.
And I was just rolling my eyes like,
I'm like, okay.
all right,
Okay,
Sean.
Okay, Sean.
He's gonna. I think he listens to this. He's gonna love that I shared that.
That's so funny. Is it the Ouija board? Ouija board?
Ouija?
Luigi? The Ouija?
I don't know.
Ouija?
I just assumed it was Ouija.
Ouija?
Why? What about it?
Well, it's the most well-known way to contact the dead.
Are there other ways?
Spirits. Yeah. There's a lot of different ways.
Ah, I see. I'm losing feeling in my arms.
Don't ask me why.
The SpongeBob will be the death of me. I'm like a marionette doll.
As I'm like into the microphone. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
So, for those of you who don't know what the Luigi board is,
do you know how it started?
it's a spirit board.
Right, we should talk about what it is first.
Yeah, it's a spirit board. It's known to be a spirit board. It has an alphabet, numbers, yes and no, and a hello and goodbye. Sometimes the hello is optional on boards. Depends on who makes it. There's not always a hello. But there's always a goodbye.
Always a goodbye.
Always a goodbye. And it's there for a reason, and use it.
Isn't there a movie called Ouija? I think I watched it. And they like don't do it right. Of course, they don't say goodbye.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you're screwed.
I wonder if the actual set got a little bit haunted. Spooky haunted, or if it was just...
I actually heard something about that it was like really messed up and they kept like experiencing things.
Really? On the movie Ouija?
Yeah, like on the set.
I know The Exorcist has a lot
one
of
of like the actresses or something said something about it. I don't know. I could have just heard it from something. I don't know if it was that movie, but it was someone using spiritual stuff.
The Exorcist is like cursed.
No, thank you. I remember one time my family decided to sit down on the couch. Everyone.
A family viewing of The
A
Exorcist.
family viewing of The Exorcist. I was like sitting on the couch and I had my laptop open and I was watching Harry Potter 4.
Nice.
And I couldn't focus on it. And so my laptop was in front of me, but my eyes kept moving to the TV. Bro, I was traumatized.
I bet. Ugh.
Yeah, put your
Alyssa's
arms
arms are
in.
going away. Yay!
Now it's just an actual You look so funny. You have to watch this episode.
What's the best thing is we're celebrating Halloween being all goofy, but we're talking about like the spirit world.
Scary things. Halloween, my birthday, and then don't do this or else you'll be dead. But anyways, yeah, I was traumatized because I watched more of The Exorcist than Harry Potter 4.
So now do you associate Harry Potter 4 with The Exorcist?
A little bit sometimes.
Oh, that sucks. Which one is Harry Potter 4? What happens in that?
The one with Cedric Diggory.
Who that again?
Dun, 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 dun. I can't even sing it right, so I'm just ignore
I
me.
have no idea what you're doing.
It's when they like do like the little cup game things. The wizard's something.
Oh, and like Harry's name gets in the cup.
Yeah,
or
even though
something?
he's too young.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even though, yeah, he's supposed to be like too young, but he's obviously like 19 in real life, or something like that.
No, they like were pretty close to the accurate age.
Really?
Si, señorita.
Oh, he just looks mature.
Mature.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Anyways,
Oh.
a Luigi board, you also use a planchette to indicate what the spirit's trying to tell you.
A what?
A planchette. So it looks
okay.
like a upside down heart a little bit.
Oh, like my earrings last week.
Yeah, that's a planchette.
Ah, haha.
And basically it moves. It should move by itself. Like you should have your fingers lightly on these things.
Yes.
And it moves and tells you letters. And then it will spell things out for you. So like you'll be like, "Oh, what's your name?" Or it's
What are common questions that people ask? What's your name? How old are you?
Yeah.
Did you die a good death?
That's terrible. Oh, they
Imagine it just goes N.
I mean, it's said to never ask about when you will die or how you will die, because apparently that's like really bad.
Oh, how you personally?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also don't want to offend the spirit, so asking how they die is probably offensive to them.
Yeah, maybe.
Because maybe they don't know.
Maybe they don't
There's
know.
some people who don't know that they died.
Oh, is that the
You know
idea
what I
behind they're
mean?
stuck in between?
Not all of them, because I feel like there's a lot of them that do know how they died, and
But okay.
they just can't move on.
Ah,
Yeah.
like the
They're just
being
stuck.
who was stuck in our friend's house because it burned down.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I wasn't supposed to go. I was just sleeping
Don't
and
smoke
having
cigarettes.
a ciggy.
Don't smoke cigarettes. It's bad for you.
It's bad for you. And you know what? While we're at it, don't vape either.
Drink
Yeah.
water.
I'm looking at you.
I ain't gonna say anything. Anyways, when you use the planchette, you have to use 2 fingers.
Okay.
So
How can you
each
trust
person-
that like one idiot in the group isn't just like pushing it?
Because there's... Okay, first of all, don't play with
That's
idiots.
what Sean Flynn was doing. For sure.
That's on you.
For sure. He's just that little like shit-eating grin.
My goodness.
And anyway,
Anyways,
either way, it's fun.
You have 2 pointer fingers, and everyone has their fingers on the planchette, and you never take it off until you say goodbye.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
You're
I didn't know
stressing
that's
me
a
out.
thing. I didn't know that's a thing.
Ah!
Was it you who told me about like someone who had a Ouija board and it was misplaced, and was that you or someone else?
No,
And then they found it again, and
'twas not I.
who was that?
Anyways, I need to get through this,
Okay.
bestie. Laser head on the box. Okay, do's and don'ts in playing. Never play in a graveyard. It can bring chaotic spiritual energy.
Yo,
or bring
that sounds
something
lit.
unwanted. Yeah, okay, good luck. I ain't gonna be there. It's also really hard for you to reach out to one spirit. If you're trying to talk to one specific person in a graveyard, good luck. You're gonna have a line of people.
It's a fair. It's like a
It's
county
like
fair.
Beetlejuice. Everyone's like in the waiting room.
They're like, hi.
Hi!
hello.
Oh my! Oh
My toe's missing. I'm wearing red.
like,
the
what?
sky is nice tonight.
It's like, wow!
Oh, my
the
skin's
moon
rotting.
Is so big.
I was buried yesterday.
What? Also, cleanse the space and your board of negative energy before you play.
How do you do that? Do you just say
Like sage.
cleanse?
Yeah.
I just
Cleanse.
spit
Open sesame.
some Lysol? We're good. So you're
I took the germs away. No, you get like sage and stuff.
Sage.
Yeah, like sage.
What makes sage cleansing?
No. Do I look
I'm
like a
hitting
witch?
you with the hard
I
questions.
ain't a witch. Look it up. There's Google.
Okay.
We live in the 21st century. And then I also wrote a comment. I need to do this every time I walk into work because, man, I have to cleanse myself because of the negative energy that's at work.
Because everyone sucks.
You said it, not me. Set a positive intention for what you're doing so you're purposely not drawing something negative, which I know a lot of people like doing. LOL.
Yeah, because people get the thrill out of the...
They're like, let's get a demon in here.
I mean,
like,
I
no.
probably... See, again, if I didn't have my Christian background, I could definitely see myself going down that road. Like, let's get a demon! I'm so excited. What's going to happen?
I'd be like, okay, guys,
I'm going to get a camera out.
I'm going home.
We're all going to get laved up.
I literally go home.
Lights. Claudia would be like, I'm out.
I'm out. I'm going to go smoke some crazy lettuce elsewhere and peace out. Ask the spirit to introduce themselves. So, like, what's their name? What's their age? Like, all that jazz. Like, how we discussed earlier.
Yes.
And never ask for physical signs. Only keep it to the board.
Really?
Yeah, so don't ask, can you hit the door? Can you do this? Can you do that? Like, that's really bad.
Why is that bad?
Because you're giving them permission to leave the board, because that board is like your safe, like your safety goat.
Okay.
Unless you forget to say goodbye, then you're screwed again.
So if you don't say goodbye, they can just kind of like come out of the board.
If you don't say goodbye or you take your fingers off, good luck. Get a priest. And bathe in some holy water. I don't know what to tell you.
Get a priest, y'all. All right.
Become friends
There's
with a
a
priest.
lot of rules to this game.
Yeah, that's why I don't play it.
Smart.
Why did it feel like the ground shook? Anyways.
That was part of my nightmare too. That like there was like it started shaking. The stage started
Not
shaking.
on my birthday podcast.
I'm sorry. Oh my god.
God.
You can blame our friend for telling us her story. It seeped into my unconscious. Wait, I'm gonna Google how did this come to be? Like, how did people invent Ouija boards?
I don't know. People in the 1800s just wanted to talk to ghosts. You keep going.
I'm gonna look it up.
End the session properly by going to goodbye, and you can end the session if it becomes too uncomfortable.
Okay.
So if it becomes a very aggressive person, spirit,
how would it become
demon, aggressive? Well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in the next story. So if you take your fingers off, it could let the spirit out. Basically.
Oh, that's you.
That's me squeaking.
I got so scared.
So there is a demon entity that starts with a Z.
Oh.
You're not supposed to say the name out loud, so
Ever?
I'll call him Z. Ever.
Okay.
Because that's inviting him.
Ooh. Oh, crap. There's like so much stuff to this stuff.
And he's known to be like connected to the Luigi board.
To the Luigi board? She literally cannot bring herself to say Ouija.
I can't.
Okay.
But we'll discuss him more after this specific story. I'm gonna use my phone because Discord didn't download.
So it says that the real history of the Ouija board is just about as mysterious as how the game works.
Yeah.
It came out of the... I'm getting an advertisement. The Ouija board, in fact, came straight out of the American 19th century obsession with spiritualism, the belief that the dead are able to communicate with the living. Hold on. It just says that in February 1891, the first few advertisements started appearing in papers. Ouija, the wonderful talking board. Wonderful!
The wonderful talking board!
Describing a magical device that answered questions about the past, present, and future with marvelous accuracy and promised never-failing amusement and recreation for all the classes. A link between the known and unknown, the material and immaterial. It says another advertisement in a New York newspaper declared it interesting and mysterious and testified as... I clicked on the advertisement. This is hard, y'all. I'm resting the phone on my box. Okay.
Her box.
In a New York newspaper declared it interesting and mysterious as testified as proven at patent office before it was allowed. Price $1.50. So yeah, there's kind of like, I don't know.
It's weird.
How is it created? It just doesn't even really say. What? I don't know.
Anyways, you guys have Google. You can look it up.
Yeah. You guys can look it up. Tell us in the comments if you're on YouTube. Please educate us.
So, we're going to start off with my friend's my friend Jeff's story from work.
Okay.
And he actually told me like the beginning of the story. He didn't type it out here, but I remember it. He was like, we were all closing and we saw a cart, you know, like outside in a parking lot where there's like lights with like the poles of the lights.
Yes.
So there was like a random cart.
Okay.
It was lonely. And so him and his like friends walked up to this cart and there was a wedgie board.
Just in it?
In it.
Okay.
And I think he said it was unboxed too, but it had like all of the things you need to play.
Oh.
Which is weird.
This is a great prank.
So his friend took it home, I think.
Okay.
And this is where it starts. So he's like, after the bit I told you about how we found the ouija board, we start to use it every so often at my friend's house. Sometimes we wouldn't get anything, but we did get a couple spirits, including a little girl and a middle-aged man. Also, little kids, you have to be careful.
Okay.
Because they can actually be demons in disguise.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. That's why I don't like children. Sorry. Then one night...
all little demons, basically.
I didn't say you did. Then one night, we ended up getting a rather peculiar spirit. It claimed it was the other two I had mentioned before and had a great sense of humor. It'd spell out such things as being incredibly hairy, having numerous giant radioactive PPs.
What?
And we got this spirit many times, so we nicknamed it Ghosty. Also, don't ever name a ghost.
Why?
Or anything, because that's how it gets attached to you.
Okay.
Don't ever give it a name or anything.
Oh, there's so many rules. Okay.
It's not that hard. It would also
all the stuff
follow
that I would
these.
want to do.
It would
It's
also
not allowed.
listen to me.
I want to eat a cupcake.
You have no arms.
I just eat it with my face.
Eat it with our face, like me in New York with the pasta. We got the spirit many times, so we nicknamed it Ghosty. It would also follow these sayings, za za za.
Okay.
Weird. Which we took as a laugh. Sometimes it would only continue to answer with za za. So we would just flip the board and cancel it at the time.
Cancel?
I don't know how that board flipping stuff works, but I feel like that's not good. We had taken a break and just ended up not using the board anymore due to other interests. After all that, though, I couldn't help but feel looming presence in the back of my head.
Okay.
You know, when you're never really alone, or there's a tremendous weight on your shoulders. It was something I couldn't shake off. I always felt tired and occasionally weird things would happen. It was just the usual stuff of stuff falling off my bookcases or noises, but it was so weird. So fast forward to 2 years, or if I remember correctly, I was at another friend's house and they just had brought a crappy glow-in-the-dark Mattel Ouija board and wanted to use it because of the stories I told. So we drive to a nearby cemetery. Jeff! What the heck? We are going to have a conversation.
So this is like the first time you're reading this.
Yes.
I love it.
Oh my goodness.
I love it.
Around 11 p.m. to see what we could get. At least it wasn't 3 in the morning.
Oh, witching Emma. See, that's when I woke up too.
My
night terror
goodness.
last.
We did the usual figure 8 and waited. Eventually, it made a communication. It was being weird, claiming it was a person, but also a wolf, if memory serves me right. They identify as wolf.
Oh my gosh, Wolfkin.
Pop off, bestie. And that's when I said, Ghosty, is that you? Which it replied, yes. Then followed with its signature laugh. Thinking nothing of it, I laughed and we talked to Ghosty for a bit and called it a night. I didn't think it was a mere coincidence when I told my friend Lisa, the person who had the spooky board that I made. contact with Ghosty randomly on a different board away from the house. She also thought it was as weird, then it came back the next day saying she had interesting news. It turns out Ghosty was actually a nefarious demon known as Z. I said it was the demon. It's a demon and other aliases.
Okay.
I just don't want to say things and then things get. I don't claim you. Leave me alone. Get away.
You can feel them approaching. I don't claim you.
I'll be like, I'm aggressive. I bite.
In your Teletubby outfit. I'm aggressive. I bite. You should do a demon Teletubby,
no.
have sharp teeth and blood.
There are multiple articles online if you Google the Z demon. One such I will attach at the bottom. It likes to play around and pretend to be multiple spirits and eventually trying to possess most gullible of the group.
Oh.
Safe to say that after I hadn't touched that board in a long time and that weird sinister feeling I had looming over me eventually dissipated over the next couple of years.
Years?
Yeah, it takes a while and sometimes they'll never leave you. Unless you find someone who can take it away from you.
So I have a question. Oh, I'll ask it after.
Espera. That means wait in Portuguese. This stupid thing is annoying.
Her Teletubby antenna keeps coming down.
I just don't know how to fix it. I still want to know how that ouija board ended up in the parking lot in that particular time. Was it meant to fall into our hands at some point? It's also hard to tell these stories because most people don't believe in the supernatural and just roll their eyes. Well, I don't, Bessie. I believe you. You're valid. But it's something I've always liked to share because of how bizarre it is. Will it keep me from using a board again? God, no. I still use them if others are willing. Yeah, he kept saying at work,
That's hilarious.
Bro, I really want to play the ouija board. And I'm like, you're talking to the wrong person, bestie. Because you're not going to find it in me.
He's like, I got to get my fix again.
So, yeah, Z is an ouija board demon. And the demon is allegedly summoned through using the board and other forms of spiritual communication.
Well, that's terrifying.
He is a symbolism of Christianity's fear and objection to the occult. Z is a fallen angel banished from heaven. So he's like Satan.
Oh.
Basically, he is rumored to have been the demon who possessed someone. I don't know who because I didn't feel like looking. But you can look it up because I don't want to read any more about this dude. And then I said, I'm so excited to read this on the pod. Thank you for sending it in. He's like, no problem. Happy to share. So thank you, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
That was a wonderful,
hope you're
interesting.
Safe now.
Yeah, I hope you're safe now. Go bathe in some holy water, please. I feel like I need to bathe in some holy water.
I think I need to get out of the SpongeBob costume.
SpongeBob.
Oh, so my question. If... town hall's so loud all of the time.
Yeah, it's like you close the door and the whole
it's like
the whole building shakes. And you're like,
see, that's why I had my nightmare because it's pretty accurate to the truth. But my question is, you said a spirit can attach to you.
Yes.
What if you're a pregnant woman and you do a Ouija board and then you say the name? And then it gets attached to you. Or somehow, all the other million
your
ways
baby
that
comes out as...
Does your baby come out a demon?
Yes.
Or will your baby... Yes.
Because babies are already demons.
Right. Well, that's pleasant.
No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
No, or do
I look like a doctor of
attached
spiritual spirits?
by this thing?
Maybe it'll attach to the man, usually. I'm kidding. I don't know. They're demons, too.
It reminds me in The Walking Dead when they were like... It was that question of, oh, well, if you get bit and you're pregnant, does your baby be born
Becomes a zombie baby?
Zombie, yeah. Will it eat its way out of your stomach?
Ew.
Because I remember they were afraid of that with Lori or something, or I don't know. But yeah, I was like, ooh, what a
Who would want to have a baby during a zombie apocalypse anyways?
I don't know. Things happen. You don't get the rubber duckies in stores anymore because they're
Clearly,
not sold.
pull-out method isn't working for them. So.
Or maybe you're just like, I wanna have a child.
I would simply unalive myself if
We
I
know.
found out I was having a child during a zombie apocalypse. I wouldn't even be alive at that point. Because the moment I find
have
out yet
established
again, we
this.
all know that I would
When-
simply unalive myself after a week of knowing.
A zombie spider doctor, dentist,
Exactly.
comes into Claudia's life. She's unaliving.
Yep. Anyways, that is our episode for today.
Yeah.
See you guys next week. It's gonna be
hope-
super fun.
Yeah. So I have a question. Wait, are you doing anything for Halloween? Because this is like the last full week of October, and yeah.
What
are you doing?
Probably gonna go to Salem because my cousin Karina, shout out, has an
Shout out.
apartment, so I can sleep over and experience Halloween stuff there.
Beautiful, love.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Am I gonna be walking around as a Teletubby in Salem? Yes.
I'm here for
But
it.
I'll have
You're
like.
gonna be the most unique out of Salem, and that's
I
saying
definitely
something.
am, and I'm gonna have some pretty cool makeup on compared to this because I just came back from work, so
Nice.
I rushed here.
Nice. We'll have to include those photos somewhere, maybe on our pod. I don't know. I have a few parties. I'm dressing up twice. Once, Sean's gonna be Guy Fieri, and I'm Flavortown. And then
What is Flavortown?
it's a
Like, what are you-
concept. It's like sexy flame stuff. I'm gonna do, like,
I
really
think you should
fun
just be a
makeup.
chicken wing, but that's my opinion.
No, Claudia.
Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. You can just say that the whole
Oh
night.
my gosh, I love that idea, Bo. My second costume is I'm an alien. Not super like.
Or are you gonna
creative,
play like
but it's gonna be
E.T. by Katy Perry? She's like, you're so hypnotizing.
Yes, everywhere we go. It's gonna be me and my two friends. One of them's an
Is someone gonna be
astronaut, and the
Kanye?
other Kanye West. What?
Because he like
What?
in the music video, he's just floating in space.
Oh, that'll be Sean. We'll
a
make Sean do
big-headed
that.
astronaut.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. That's gonna be fun. Ah, my gosh, that hurt my neck.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, and then also, To Dust Till Return is out. It's on YouTube.
My sunglasses are boink.
Boink. In style. Yeah, it was released 2 days ago, so you should go check it out, besties.
Wish me a happy birthday tomorrow.
And wish
I'm kidding. Don't wish
Claud
me
a
that. I
happy
don't care.
birthday. Find her.
Find me on the internet.
no,
Don't
find her in
find me in
person.
person, please.
And
I will literally kick you.
Have like a confetti pop thing and just
I'll be like, what the heck is happening right now?
shoot it at her like a gun. Happy birthday! Go! It's confetti. It's not.
Yeah, wait until I got my baseball bat and see what happens.
That's right. You never want to catch Claudia with her metal baseball bat.
Or on a bad day, man, I rage.
Claudia rages. We rage.
That's why I have to
Again
go
in
to
the
the gym.
Teletubby cut.
Rage!
My gosh.
Okay, anyways, this is our episode. Have
Oh.
a wonderful week. And see you next week.
Yay.
We're gonna have a guest.
Yeah, we have a guest.
We're gonna have a guest because it's episode number 10.
Woo!
And we're gonna do something cool.
Yeah.
So-
or hot.
Ooh.
It won't be cool. It'll be hot.
Ooh. But,
We are excited, so tune in for that.
yeah.
Bye.
Did you make this?
If there's a fire in this building, I'm screwed.
I like how you're just a human inside of SpongeBob.